honor and glory go to the Most High God for that stuff, man. Because we was all in God knows what. We didn't going in the tent. The only time you probably went on the camping trip is if you was a Boy Scout or something, man. Other than that, brothers ain't staying in no tents, man. But hey, truth do for you, man. And we all coming back to our God-given nationality and our heritage, man. Keeping and being in the spirit of our forefathers and foremothers, man. Right? So go back to that in Leviticus and just finish it out.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 23 and verse 36.
Bring it out.
7 days ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. On the 8th day shall be an holy convocation unto you. And ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. It is a solemn assembly, and ye shall do no servile work therein.
Right, so in this, we got to understand that while they was in the wilderness, they wasn't just there, you understand, and they was just camping, they was staying in one spot. You understand that we got to understand and realize that through the Spirit, all these things is going to come back to the earth, man. You understand? We're going to be pilgrims on the earth again, on the move. You don't know where, you don't know how you going to get it, man. You know, you might have to build you something made out of wood, you got sticks or whatever, you might have to kind of do what you got to do. You understand? But when you read these accounts in the scriptures, our forefathers, they wasn't just stationary. You understand? And they just stayed in the same spot for 40 years. No, they was on the go, man. Right? Give me that in the book of Numbers, Baba Shah, chapter 21. Numbers chapter 21, and start at verse 10.
This is the book of Numbers, chapter 21 and verse 10. And the children of Israel set forward and pitched in Oboth.
You see that? So they set forth, they pitched at Oboth, read.
And they journeyed from Oboth and pitched at Lai Abarim in the wilderness, which is before Moab, toward the sun rising.
Right.
From this they removed and pitched in the valley of Zered. From this they removed and pitched on the other side of Arnon, which is in the wilderness that cometh out of the coasts of the Amorites. For Arnon is the border of Moab, between Moab and the Amorites.
So the point is, you understand, they was on the move. You understand why they was in the wilderness. They was on the go. And that's exactly how it's going to be during what? During Jacob's trouble, man. When we doing it, what? All over again. You understand? Got to go from, you might go from crib to crib, from place to place. Brothers might have to move states, man. You might do so much walking, though. You don't know. You might drive, however it's going to be. We don't know. Only the Most High God knows. But however it go, and you might do so much walking and traveling and journeying, you might end up in another state, man. Brothers might start off in Chicago. Now you ending up somewhere down south. Brothers might start in India, wherever you at. You understand? But what is that? That's being a pilgrim upon the face of the earth. You understand? Real quick, somebody give me the definition of pilgrim. Baba Kashar. Let's pull that up. Right? Because that's what's coming to the face of the earth. Come on.
It's the definition of pilgrim. A person who journeys to a sacred place for religious reasons.
You see that? It said somebody that's journeying. Right? That's the only definition on it.
A person who travels on long journeys.
What?
On long journeys.
Somebody that travels on a long journey. And guess what, brothers? We don't know how long Jacob's trouble going to be, man. We don't know how long these things is going to last. Abaratazar, we wish it happened yesterday. But obviously, that's not the case. You understand? So real quick, we got to understand how patience is going to be tested in that day as well. The same way how patience was tested even in the first wilderness. Right? Give me that in Luke chapter 21 and verse 19. Baba Kashar.
It's the book of Luke. You said 21 and 19, right?
God.
Chapter 21 and verse 19.
Bring it out.
In your patience.
In your what?
In your patience. Possess ye your souls.
Said in your patience, possessing your souls, man. And everybody's patience is going to get tested when all hell breaks loose. Your brother's patience get tested now. You understand that? And we ain't nothing going on right now. You understand? This ain't the hour of temptation yet. Brothers is not going through these things that they're going to be going through when that time approaches. You understand? But in that day, patience is going to be key in that day, man. And it's going to get tested above measure in that day. Real quick, go to the book of Deuteronomy chapter 8. Right, give me Deuteronomy chapter 8 And start at verse, you can start at verse 1.
This the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 8 and verse 1.
Uh-huh.
All the commandments which I command thee this day shall ye observe to do, that ye may live and multiply, and go in and possess the land which the Lord sware unto your fathers. And thou shalt remember all the way which the Lord thy God led thee these 40 years.
These what?
These 40 years.
Took them 40 years, man. But the Lord said so. He said, thou shalt remember how the Lord took you these way all these 40 years. Read, to do what?
In the wilderness.
Uh-huh.
To humble thee.
To do what?
To humble thee.
Hey, a lot of brothers is going to get humbled during that time, man.
Right.
A lot of everybody is going to get humbled, man. Read.
And to prove thee.
And to do what?
And to prove thee.
A lot of brothers' spirits is going to get proved in that day, man. It's one thing to say what you're going to do. It's one thing to say. Hey, Peter said he was never going to deny the Lord, man.
Right.
And we all know what happened with that, man. Right? It said to prove thee, man. The Lord got to prove, brothers and sisters. You understand? Everybody's going to get proved in that day, man. Read.
To know what was in thine heart.
Hey, the Lord going to search it out, man. The Lord going to test you. The Lord going to put you through these different things, these trials, these tribulations. We already go through trials and tribulations, but it's going to go up to a whole nother level during that time, man. To know what's in your heart. Read.
Whether thou wouldest keep his commandments or no.
You see that? And every brother here going to have to choose, man. You're going to have to choose. Literally. It's going to be presented right before your face. It's going to be put on a platter for you. Are you going to serve the Lord, man? Or are you going to turn to Satan, man? Like Cain did, and went to his doorstep. You never know. You might be in a FEMA camp, right? You can't eat none of the food because all the food in there is unlawful food. Are you gonna give in and say, "Hey, the Lord gonna have mercy on me"? Right? We was talking about that a couple weeks ago, but brothers use mercy like it's just something that's just always gonna be there. You don't know how much mercy you got, man. And in that day, that's the last thing I'm going to be trying to just bang my head on it and eat pork and say, oh, yeah, the Lord have mercy on me. It ain't nothing else I can eat, so it's either that or die. Hey, brother, it sound like the latter part to me. You understand?
Out of the mouth of the Lord.
You see that? You're going to live by in that day, man. You're going to have to. You don't have a choice. You literally going to have to live by the words of the Lord in that day, man. All you gonna have, that's all you gonna be able to rely upon, that and faith, right? Go to the book of Isaiah chapter 33 and 6. Come on. Right? Because brothers, you're not gonna, I mean, ain't nothing wrong. We say this all the time. There's nothing wrong with having weapons and so on and so forth, protect your family. There's nothing wrong with those different things, but you don't know how things, events is gonna turn out in that day, man.
The bug out bad.
Yeah. Plus sign on there, right? You got it stashed under. You got a little hiding spot for it, right? You don't know what's going to happen in that day, man, right? Bring that up.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 33 and verse 6.
Uh-huh.
Bring it out.
And wisdom and knowledge.
It said what?
And
Wisdom and knowledge.
Wisdom and knowledge, read.
Shall be the stability of thy time.
Now your pistol.
Stability of thy
Your
time.
bug out back.
The stability of thy time.
Hey, that's what you're going to have to lean on in that day, man. Right?
Khan, all praise to Yahweh Shem Yahshua. And those are good points there, brother mate, man. Right, can somebody you can go to John chapter 15, verse 18, Brother Kasha. Because we're not from this land. Right, we're strangers in this land. You know? The Lord said we're not from here.
This is the book of John, chapter 15 and verse 18.
Bring it out.
If the world hate you,
Right?
ye know that it hated me before it hated you.
Right?
If ye were of the world would love his own.
Right, but we not from this world. Right? We strangers in this world, and the Lord gonna tell you that. Read on.
But because ye are not of the world.
What the Lord say about us?
Ye are not of the world.
We're not from this world. Read on.
But I have chosen you out of the world.
Right?
Therefore, the world hateth you.
Right, the world what?
The world hateth
The
you.
world hates us, man. That's why we go from place to place. While we sojourning in this land, our forefathers were strangers in lands they knew not, man. Go to Genesis chapter 12 and verse 1, Baba Kasha. Our forefathers were strangers in these lands, man. Right. Let's see what the Lord told Abraham to do.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 12 and verse 1.
That
Bring it out.
Edomite is hot over there. Read what you got.
Now the Lord had said unto Abram, get thee out of thy country.
What the Lord say?
Get thee out of thy country.
Get thee out of thy country. That's what he told Abraham. Read on.
And from thy kindred, and from thy father's house, unto a land that I will shew thee.
And guess what? Abraham had to get up and go, man. He didn't ask the Lord any. Was he? Brothers departing. They, man, I'm tired. I can't, you know what? He was 75 years old. Got his stuff and left, man.
And Abram took Sarah and Lot, his brother's son,
All right.
that they had gathered, and the souls that they had gotten in Haran.
Right.
And they went forth to go of Canaan. They came.
Went into the land of Canaan, man. And he didn't know anything about the land of Canaan. The Lord just told him to go there. Right. But it doesn't stop there. Jump down to verse 8.
Verse 8. And he removed from this unto a mountain on the east of Bethel, and pitched his tent.
And did what?
And pitched his
What
tent.
we supposed to be doing? Read on.
Having Bethel on the west and Hai on the east.
Right.
And there he builded an altar unto the Lord, and called upon the name of the Lord.
And people think Abraham stopped there. No, the Lord had more for Abraham. Keep going.
And Abram journeyed.
What did he do?
And
Abram journeyed.
Got his stuff and got up again and journeyed. And where was he going? Read on.
Going on still toward the south.
Right.
And there was a famine in the land.
There was adversity, right? There was famine in the land. So Abraham had to do what? He had to get up, get his tent, get all his substance, and he had to go somewhere else again, man. On the move. Right, read on.
And Abram went down into Egypt.
Where'd he go?
Went down into Egypt.
Read on.
To sojourn there. For the famine was grievous. Chapter 13 and verse 1.
Now he went to Canaan, then went south towards Egypt. Read on.
And Abram went up out of Egypt.
Now he's leaving Egypt. Read on.
He and his wife.
Right.
And all that he had. And Lot with him into the south.
Right.
And Abram was very rich in cattle, in silver, and in gold. And he went on his journeys from the south even to Bethel, unto the place where his tent had been at the beginning.
Right.
Between Bethel and Hai.
And went all the way back, right? Jump down to verse 5.
Verse 5. And Lot also, which went with Abram, had flocks and herds and tents.
And tents, man. So Abraham was journeying everywhere, man. Right? Some stuff happened in the road. He had to go to Egypt. Left Egypt, went right back into the land of Canaan. Right? And they tell you, hey, when you travel much, you get a lot of experience, man. Right? Read this in Sirach chapter 34 and verse 9, Baba Kashah. I'm going to have y'all read this in the GNT. Read that, Baba Kashah.
Verse 9? Yeah. It says, a well-traveled person with wide experience knows many things and talks sense.
And what?
And
talk sense.
So Abraham had a lot of experience. He knew many things.
You can't know much if you haven't experienced much.
Right.
But travel,
But travel
can make you more clever. In my own travels, I have seen many things and learned more than I can put into words. I have been in danger of death many times.
So we know Abraham has been in danger and death many times. I mean, the king of Egypt, Pharaoh, wanted his wife, man. He's like, hey, look, you my sister. You're not my wife, you my sister. And he was very clever, man. Right? Read on.
But I have always been able to escape by relying on past experience.
You see that? And Abraham, he relied on past experiences, man. Right now, it's Sirach chapter 34 and verse 9. Right? And we understand that our forefathers were strangers in all these lands, man. Go to Genesis chapter 37 and verse 1. Actually, Genesis chapter 34 and verse 30. All right.
This the book of Genesis, chapter 34 and verse 30.
Bring it out.
And Jacob said to Simeon and Levi, ye have troubled me to make me to stink among the inhabitants of the land,
Right.
amongst the Canaanites and the Perizzites, and I being few in number.
What'd he say?
And I, being few in number.
Bro, we surrounded by these nations, man. The Lord is our shield and our protection, man. Right? We few in number. We need the Lord. Read on.
They shall gather themselves together against me and slay me, and I shall be destroyed. I am my house.
Right, because guess what? He was a stranger in the land of Canaan, just like his fathers, man. Just like Isaac and just like Abraham as well. Read Genesis 37 and verse 1.
The book of Genesis, chapter 37 and verse 1.
Bring it out.
And Jacob dwelt in the land,
Right.
wherein his father was a stranger, in the land of Canaan.
See that? So our fathers were strangers in lands they knew not. We're strangers in America. We're not from here, man. Right? And it's gonna come points in times where we gonna really have to make tents, man. Right? They're gonna be chasing you. Right? They're gonna be trying to make you denounce the name of the Lord. You're gonna be on foot, man. I mean, brothers travel from all over to come to Indiana, man. Right? And we do it on the feast. The Lord is getting us prepared for traveling, man, on the earth. Right? So we can learn much experience for that day. But I hear.
Con. All praise to the Most High. Let's go to 2nd Esdras, chapter 16 and verse number 40. Right, 2nd Esdras, chapter 16 and verse 40. So like the brothers is going into, that's what we're going to be in the last days, man. It's going to come a point in time where you're not going to be comfortable. And you have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. Because you're going to have many-fold different uncomfortable situations in your future. And you have to get immune to that. Right? A lot of brothers, the Lord is putting things in your life for a reason. So to get you prepared for that moment. Right? If you never catch any hell, no affliction, the truth is a cakewalk for you. You just folding your fringes up, just got doing laundry. Nice study session in. No affliction, birds chirping. Right? Car never breaks down. House is always neat. Well, brother, you're going to have a hard time, man. Versus a man, he's getting experience from the many-fold different things that he's going through. So when he's in that day now, he's immune to it. Nothing can affect him. Nothing can move him. Right? So you can bring that out, King.
This the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 16 and verse 40.
Bring it out.
O my people, hear my word.
Right?
Make you ready to the battle.
It says what?
Make
You ready to the battle.
And we can prepare for the battle right now. You will be a fool to get prepared for the battle when the battle starts. Only a wise man is going to get, okay, the battle coming, let me get prepared. Let me get ready. Right? He probably getting in shape, doing what he have to do. Read on.
And in those evils, be even as pilgrims.
Be what?
Be
Even as pilgrims.
Hey, the Lord said in those evils, you're going to be as pilgrims. Read on.
Upon the earth.
You're going to be paid. The Israelites, they was a nomadic people, man. Abraham, he was a nomad, right? Isaac, Jacob, wanderers, man. Just on the go. And it's a lot of different things, spiritual things as well. Because a pilgrim, he has to be able to leave things behind, right? For example, like Lot, right? Let's go to that in Genesis, chapter 18. Actually, Genesis 19. Right, let's go to Genesis chapter 19 and start at verse 13.
This the book of Genesis, chapter 19 and verse 13.
Bring it out.
For we will destroy this place.
Right?
And the Lord hath sent us to destroy it. And Lot went out and spake unto his sons and eat out of this place.
So the Lord told him, hey, I'm finna destroy Sodom, son. Lot had to hurry up and get out of there. Read on.
And when the morning arose, then the angels hastened Lot, saying, Arise, take thy wife and thy 2 daughters, which are here, lest thou be consumed in the iniquity of the city.
Out of here. All right, not just on the physical level, but on the spiritual level. It's certain things you have to detach from, man. And it's, man, Eve in the world, you still attached to her. Still attached to your dog, your family members. Right. You have certain jakes, they can't stop being around their grandmother. What about my grandmother? Is she going to get saved? Brother, she might not be saved, brother. And you have to accept that. Right? You have certain brothers, you know, they have children that's not in the truth. You don't think that's hard for them to deal with? Dang, my own son, I don't even know if he might receive salvation. Right? That might be hard for a brother. But he has to detach from that. He has to get up out of there. Or else he's gonna let that attachment that he's attached to, he's gonna be destroyed right with that attachment. All right. So it's either detach and be a pilgrim on a spiritual level, or you're gonna be destroyed right with whatever you attach to it. Whether that's demons, your lust, right? You doing the things of your own mind. Right, read on.
Verse 15. And when the morning arose, then the angels hasted Lot.
Verse 16.
Verse 16. And while he lingered.
And what?
And while he lingered.
Read that again.
And while he lingered.
A Lot was lingering. Now, why was Lot lingering? Right? It's a lot he got to deal with. He probably had, you know, businesses set up. All right. It's things, you know, he probably meditate. Dang, I really have to go. But guess what? The point is he lingered. Like the brother brought out in Genesis 12:1, Abraham was ready, man. Abraham didn't linger. He was able to, oh yes, I'm about to go right now. It is what it is. So you don't want to be like Lot and lingering, you know, to get up out of there on a spiritual and a physical level. Read on.
And while he lingered, the men laid hold upon his hand.
Right.
And upon the hand of his wife. And upon the hand of his 2 daughters. The Lord being merciful unto him.
It says what?
The Lord being merciful unto him.
And that's the mercy of the Lord, man. Right? Because it's plenty of times the Lord told us to get up out of there, be a pilgrim on a spiritual level, detached, and we were still lingering. He was still cleaving into it. We still didn't want to let it go. But guess what? Like always, the Lord always have mercy, man. If it wasn't of the Lord's mercy, we'll be consumed. Right? That's written. Read on.
And they brought him forth and set him without the city.
Right. So, hey, guess what? The Lord did Lot a favor, man. I got one more. Let's go to Genesis chapter 47 and verse number 9. Genesis chapter 47 and 9. So when it's time to be a pilgrim, it's a lot to think about, man. Right? It's a lot to meditate on. You know, certain brothers, they meditate on that right now. And then you're going to have men, they're going to be meditating on their job, how they could get a promotion, right? So yeah, I was a picker. You know, I want to be at the dock, right? That's off, brother. All right? You want to be meditating on spiritual things, man. Okay, is my spirit built up enough for when these times come? Do I have enough confidence to survive those days? Do I have what it takes? Am I mentally there? Am I physically in shape? These are the things you have to be thinking about. All right, because as brothers could know, the times is moving fast, man. Right? Next year, the year finna be over with. All right? It's finna be 2024. Then 25. Lord, God forbid, but then 26. Brothers gonna see their daughters, sons raise up. And that time is gonna pass away. So you can bring that out.
This the book of Genesis. Chapter 47 and verse 9.
Bring it out.
And Jacob said unto Pharaoh, the days of the years of my pilgrimage are 130 years.
So Jacob was a pilgrim for 130 years.
And evil.
He said what?
Few and evil.
No blessings.
Few and evil.
He said few and evil. Read on.
Have the days of the years of my life been, and have not attained unto the days of the years of the life of my fathers in the days of their pilgrimage.
See that? So Jacob said few and evil, man, have been the life of the days of my years. All right? So this is something to meditate and think upon while we at the Feast of Tabernacles right now. Because everything is spiritual. You got it.
Kind of all praise to the Most High. Brothers bringing it almighty, man. So first get Judges 5 and 11. All right, get Judges 5 and 11 real quick.
This the book of Judges, chapter 5 and verse 11.
Right.
They that are delivered from the noise of the archers,
Right.
in the place of drawing water.
It said in the place of drawing waters. Real quick, just to show what that is, get the last verse in Joshua 9. I believe it's verse 24. Right? when it's dealing with the place of the drawn waters. Because what you're gonna find out is that's the place we in now, the place of drawn waters. Right, bring that up.
This is the book of Joshua, chapter 9 and verse 27.
Right.
Get out.
And Joshua made them that day hewers of wood.
Right. This is Joshua, right, dealing with the heathen, the Canaanites. Right. He made them hewers of wood. Right.
And drawers of water.
And what?
And drawers of water.
Right, so he made the heathens drawers of waters for the Levites in the temple. They were basically slaves. So when it says you're in a place of drawn waters, it's a place of your servitude, right? A place of slavery, right? So go back to Judges 5 and 11.
The book of Judges, chapter 5 and verse 11.
Right.
Get out.
They that are delivered from the noise of the archers,
Right.
and they rehearse the righteous acts.
What the Lord say?
There shall they rehearse the righteous acts.
Right, so first and foremost, I want everybody to clap it up for the Most High, man. Right, we were rehearsing the righteous acts, man. Right, in the land of our captivity, man. Right, and the heathen hate to see it, man. The heathen hate to see the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans coming together, man.
Right.
She's still back there looking.
Right, yeah, we come together. We ain't making no ruckus. We ain't listening to foul rap music. We ain't smoking weed. We just come together reading the Bible. They can't believe it, man.
Right.
Right, because the Lord did that, man. Right, give me Jeremiah chapter 31, verse 27, man. Right, so clap it up for the Most High, man. Right, gotta get the Lord a hand, man. Right, that He got us together. Right, so bring that precept up.
Con. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 31 and verse 27.
Right.
Get out.
Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will sow the house of Israel and the house of Judah with the seed of man.
Right.
And with the seed of beast.
Right, and that's where we at now, man. We in this surrounded by beasts, man. Right, not just the crickets and critters, but you know, all the nations, man. Right, all these other nations, man, beasts. And even the 2/3 of our people, man, live on vile like beasts. Right, so the Lord sowed us among these nations, right, Reed?
And it shall come to pass that like as I have watched over them,
Right,
to pluck up and to break down and to throw down,
right,
and to destroy and to afflict.
the Lord said He sold us among these nations to destroy us, man. Because what happened to us when He sold us? Right, we got our backs beat in. Right, we got our babies fed to alligators, man. Right, raped, robbed, and murdered, destroyed, skinned alive. Right, they made coats and shoes out of our skin, man. Right, keep reading.
So will I watch over them to build.
To do what?
To build.
This is the Lord watching over us to build, man. Because just like he told the third horse, that black horse, he said, hey, kind of leave a little bit of the wine and the honey, man. Right? Don't get rid of all of it, you know, because my people go come back in this thing, man. And that's what you're witnessing right now. We coming back, man. Right? Keep reading.
And to plant.
Right?
Saith the Lord.
Right? Keep reading.
In those days they shall say no more, the fathers have eaten the sour grape.
Right?
And the children's teeth.
We had to suffer for all their sins. But now that we coming back, we don't got to say that no more. We actually building something, man. And that's what we doing. So the Lord gave us the Feast of Tabernacles, gave us these feast days. It's deeper than just, oh, it's just a camping trip, man. Like the brothers bringing out, it's literally practice and rehearsing for the wilderness. He's actually giving us things that we're going to need in the future, man. Skill sets that brothers would have never had in the world, man. Jake would have never kind of learned how to. I remember my first year, I'm kind of trying to figure out the 10. I'm like, dang, how I figured this, scratching my head. But now you kind of set it up in 2 minutes, man. Kind of getting in that thing, man. Right, so our forefathers, that's how they rock. Matter of fact, get Judith, I believe, the 8th chapter. Right, let me find it real quick. Get Judith. Right, chapter 8 and start at verse 4.
It's in the apocrypha.
All right.
It's in the apocrypha.
Yeah. Judith chapter 8 and verse 4.
This is the book of Judith, chapter 8 and verse 4.
Bring it out.
So Judith was a widow in her house 3 years,
Right,
and 4 months.
but Judith made a tent, man. Right, a woman, man. So you got to kind of get in this thing, man. Brothers don't know how to set up a tent, man. You don't know how to build. You don't know how to change the tire, man. Well, even the ancient world, she was kind of building a tent. And you think that they had instructions and you kind of the easy pop-out tent.
Oh man, they had to actually make these things, man. A widow woman made a tent, right? Get Nehemiah chapter 8, right, and get verse 15.
This is the book of Nehemiah, chapter 8 and verse 15.
Right?
Should publish and proclaim in all their cities.
So I can start at 14.
Verse 14.
Right?
And they found written in the law, which the Lord had commanded by Moses.
Right, of course, because you know they was making different copies of the law.
And in Jerusalem, saying, go forth unto the mount.
Right. So they was going into the woods, right, Reed?
And fetch olive branches.
Right.
And pine branches. And myrtle branches. And puffs, as it is written.
Right, so they used these different, kind of went to the mount, picked up the sticks, and kind of did their thing and built the tent. Right? And how does that help us now? Is because, again, we're going to be pilgrims in the earth, so we have to know how to do these things. Right, like the Lord said, faith without works is dead, man. You can't, Lord, just go give me the wisdom, brother. You fat, you out of shape, you don't know what's going on, you don't know how to do anything, like brother. Put in some works, bro. Yeah, you got your shoes on the wrong feet, shoes untied, you tripping on yourself. And you talking about, yeah, the Lord go give me the... Like, hold on, brother, like you gotta know how to govern. Like the Lord even said you gotta know how to govern. So how much more know how to do certain things, that we get to keep this feast day and to show, man, you know, that the maneuver in these last days, actually, you know, good skills that the Lord has given us, man. Right? Like that, you. All praises to the Most High. Can you give me the book of Baruch, chapter 3 and verse 10? Right? Because, hey, like the brother was bringing out, Zabayala, right? Hey, we strangers in this land, man. Right? We was brought over here captive, right, to serve our enemies because of our disobedience, right? And before all hell break loose, like the brother Tazima brought out, we can't linger, right? When it's time to flee from the wine of Babylon, right? Because it's getting a lot of people drunk. A lot of people was following after the ways of Babylon, man, right? And on the spiritual level, we have to lead this place. Bring it up.
This is the book of Baruch, chapter 3 and verse 10. How happeneth it, Israel, that thou art in thine enemy's land, that thou art waxen old in a strange country.
We what?
In a strange country. That thou art defiled with the dead.
The Lord said
that thou art defiled with the dead.
These other nations, hey, they are the dead. Because he said, them that wandered out of the way of understanding in the congregation of the dead. Right. So we follow these people, right? Hey, we in the dead, man. So we have to come out of this place, right? Mentally. Give me the book of Jeremiah chapter 51 and verse number 6.
This the book of Jeremiah. You said 51 and 6, right?
Come on.
Chapter 51 and verse 6. Flee out of the midst of Babylon.
What the Lord said?
Flee out of the midst of Babylon.
And we're gonna have to flee out of this place on a spiritual level and on a physical level, right? We don't.
And deliver every man his soul.
And we got to do what?
And deliver every man his soul.
Because when that time comes, hey, a lot of people's gonna die on the earth, right? It's gonna be a lot of famine, a lot of death, a lot of uprise, like a lot of families going against each other, brothers going against each other, right? So we're gonna have to flee out of this place. We don't.
Right. Be not cut off in her iniquity.
He said what?
Be not cut off in her iniquity.
Right, that's that wine. Verse 10 to go with that. Having to work for the so-called white man and the other. This is not our rest, man. I be looking forward to the kingdom, right? Rulership, us in unity, right? That's what we're looking forward to, man. Right? So we have the spiritually. So when the Lord comes, you go back to Baruch real quick, Baruch 3. You can start at 11.
This is the book.
Just like at 12.
This is the book of Baruch, chapter 3 and verse 12.
Bring it up.
Thou hast forsaken the fountain of wisdom.
He said what?
Thou hast forsaken the fountain of wisdom.
Right, and that's the Lord, man. Right? They give us that living water, right? Which is the word, we don't.
For if thou hast walked in the ways of Yahweh.
He said what?
If thou hast walked in the ways of Yahweh,
Uh-huh.
thou shouldest have dwelled in peace forever.
How long?
forever.
Right, we would have dwelled in peace forever. Right, but through our disobedience, now we're in our enemy's land, right? And now we have to flee, right? But we would have dwelt forever. We would just follow the commandments, right, and follow that to the Most High. Right now, go to Job real quick, because I want to give people hope. You know what I'm saying? Because hey, when that time comes, right, the people that's been keeping the commandments, having that faith, there's nothing to worry about in those days, man. The Lord's gonna deliver you out of there. Bring it up.
What you want in Job?
Job 20 and 5.
This is the book of Job, chapter 20 and verse 5.
Bring it out.
That the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. Though his excellency mount up to the heavens, and his head reach unto the clouds, yet he shall perish forever, like his own dung. They which have seen him shall say, where is he? He shall flee away as a dream, and shall not be found. Yea, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night. The eye also which saw him shall see him no more, neither shall his place any more behold him.
Salaki, that ain't what I wanted. Salaki, let me find the street stuff real quick. Salaki, 5 and 20. Salaki. Salaki, you started 19. Salaki.
This is the book of Job, chapter 5 and verse 9. That neither shall thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth.
Right, so in those days, we're not going to be afraid. Right, so I want to exhort brothers and be ready when the Lord get back. All right, pray.
Okay, so, brother, you can go to 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 1. Because we follow the Lord, right?
Right.
We follow the Lord. So we got to see what the Lord did, man. We got to see what our forefathers did. Read what you got.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 11 and verse 1.
All right?
Be ye followers of me, even as I...
Man. So we got to see what the Lord did, and we see what Paul did, and see what we got to do as well. Go to the book of 20. Start at verse 19.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 8 and verse 19.
All right.
And a certain scribe came and said unto him, Master, I will follow thee whithersoever thou goest.
So, Lord, I'm wherever you go, I'm going. Right? Wherever you go, I'll go. And that's what we say. That's what a lot of people say. But what the Lord respond with?
And Yahushua saith unto him, the foxes have holes.
See comfort. Read on.
And the birds of the air have nests.
So they have their dwelling place. Read on.
But the Son of Man hath not where to lay his head.
So the Lord don't got nowhere to lay his head, man. I mean, he's always on the go. He doesn't have a certain dwelling place, man. One morning I'm here, right, and then I'm over here, man. I'm in this city. I may be at on this brother couch, then I got to travel the next morning. I'm on this brother couch, man. This family opened up to me, and then that's why I'm back on the road tonight, man. That was the life of the Lord. That was the life of Paul, man. Right? That's the life of some brothers now, man. Go to the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 11, and start at verse 22. See what Paul was doing. Let's see if he was a follower of the Lord.
The book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 11 and verse 2.
22.
Slakia. And verse 22. Are they Hebrews? Oh,
Right.
of the Jews, 5 times received I 40 stripes, save one.
Read on to the Lord. Paul went through these things, man. Imagine being in the Atlantic Ocean and it's just you, right? And you suffer shipwreck. What do? Paul went through that three times. Read on.
A night and a day I have been in the deep.
Read on. Times. Read on.
A night and a day I have been in the deep.
Read on.
In journeying off.
And what?
And journeying off.
Paul was in journeyings often. Right? Read on.
In perils of by my own countrymen. In perils by the heathen.
Right?
In perils in the city.
And you tell a brother you got to do this. Look, I got a job for you, but you may get robbed. Right? You may have some people that act like they like you. They're not going to. You may suffer some shipwreck as well. Right? People may try to beat you. Right? I mean, guess what? You may be hungry at certain times. You're not going to be able to eat. Right? I mean, you may get 3 to 4 hours of sleep max. Right? Would you want to sign up for this position? How many people going to say, yeah, man? Right? They're going to look the other way and they're going to walk off, man. This is the life of the Lord. Right? This is for the kingdom. Read on.
In perils in the wilderness.
Right? In the what?
In the wilderness.
Read on.
In
Weariness and painfulness.
And weariness and painfulness, man. Painful thing to be out there, man. Right? When you're a stranger and somewhere you don't know. Read on.
In watchings often. It's like it. That's good. 26 and verse 38.
Water.
Then said he, Salaki, then to death, tarry ye here and watch with me.
What do you ask them to do?
And watch with me.
And watch with me. You don't think they want to go to sleep, man?
Pray, saying, oh my Father.
Also got to watch. And and do what you got to do, man. Right?
You gotta understand and realize that these things that's gonna be these things and these are bedtime story, and then put your thumb in your mouth and turn over on your side.
Right.
It's not what it's for, man. It's literally for you to learn from these men.
Right.
And women that's in the scriptures, man. Learn from these accounts. Real quick, give me that in the book of Romans chapter 15. Bible shot. And verse 4. Right, these things is literally here for us to be able to learn from. It's the blueprint, man, and it's the greatest blueprint upon the face of the earth. All right, bring this up.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 15 and verse 4.
Bring it out.
For whatsoever things were written aforetime.
It said for whatsoever things was written aforetime, meaning what? In the past, man. The things that's written in these scriptures, read.
Were written.
Not to just read the script, comfort of the script.
Revelation.
Oh,
Book of First.
is what? Is what?
Who
Be. You gonna have to be. You gonna have to stay in law, man.
Right.
Where?
Into the mountains.
Read.
And left all that
they
they
had.
had.
They left everything, man. Right? And then the Lord will be on the go too. They gonna be right. We don't know everybody's lot, but they might be with you. They might, however it turn out, but they gonna have you understand. Hey, we gotta build and move in that day, man. Right, read on.
And their cattle.
Move in that day, man. Right, read on.
And their cattle. Because afflictions increased.
Because what?
Because afflictions increased.
And then afflictions is gonna continue to increase in the last days. Right? Jacob's trouble is in the corner. We say that all the time, man. And it's getting closer and closer. If you feel like it's not, it's because you're not watching. Right. Straight up. If you feel like things are slowing down, you're just not watching. You understand? But afflictions is going to continue to increase and increase and increase, read.
Afflictions increase sore upon them.
Uh-huh.
Now, when it was told the king's servant.
That's it on that, right? Go to the book of Second Esdras, chapter 16. Right, and I believe I'm on verse 75, or start at 72.
This the book of Second Esdras, chapter 16 and verse 72.
Start at 71, Bible show.
Verse 71.
So like it start at 70.
Verse 7. For there shall be in every place. And in the next cities, a great insurrection.
It said in every place. That don't mean you can go to Africa, right, with him. You can't run from this. You can't. You can't. There's no, everywhere throughout the earth, man, it's going to be a great insurrection, man.
Right.
Upon who? Upon the men of the Lord, man.
Right.
You understand, Reed?
A great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord.
You see that? They gonna be coming, man. They know brothers that be on the videos, man. They're not just the ones that's out there teaching and doing the work of the Lord. They know every brother, every sister that's on there typing "con" with all the fire emojis and all that different stuff. You the first one on the comment board every video. They know, they see you.
Check your IP address.
Yeah. Nah, for real. They know these different things, man. They know how many times you watch videos. They know your search engine. That's why even on your phones and cellular devices, it's a thing that pop up about cookies, and they ask if they can track all your different things. That's why you'll be searching for a tent, and next thing you know, you on some social media site or on somewhere, and an ad for a tent pop up out of nowhere. Or you be talking about a trip, I don't know, just Kings Island trip or something. Now tickets for Kings Island popping up on your phone. Yeah, you talk about it. So you think they don't know these different things, man? You think they don't know who's serving the Lord and who trying to serve the Lord, man? They know these different things, and it's gonna come from you, man. They gonna come for you, right, Rito? Man. Right? Read.
Then shall they be known who are my chosen.
Just like we was talking about, the Lord is gonna know who his chosen is, man. During the hour of temptation. When Deuteronomy chapter 8, man, and 2 on down. Hey, the Lord wanted to see you serving him even through trials, tribulations, famines, hungry. You understand? You think kids in the wilderness of our forefathers, you think they kids wasn't complaining? You think they kids wasn't hungry? You understand? They wasn't hungry. Wives wasn't hungry. Nah, but guess what? They had to deal with it. They had to have faith, man. They had to continue to carry on. You understand and believe on?
And they shall be tried as the gold in the fire. Here, oh ye, my beloved, saith the Lord, behold, the days of trouble are at hand.
Right.
But I will deliver you from the same.
Right there. You understand? But it is going to read that one more time. Read that a little bit slow. Works starts right now. Right. Got some people that say, "Oh, I know when Jacob's trouble gonna come, all hell gonna. I'm gonna just wait till then. Then when I see the text coming down the street, then I'm gonna start praising." It don't work like that, man. Hurry up, try to get all the work done. It don't work like that, man. Or when you was at school, you kind of did your homework on the bus.
The 75.
Not a man. You see that? The guide of those that keep his commandments. Right?
And precepts. Saith the Most High power.
Right? The commandments and the precepts, right? Like don't let it lift themselves.
The book.
Don't let it lift themselves.
The book of Second Ezra, chapter 8 and verse 3.
Bring it out.
There be many.
It don't work like that. Hey, the Lord. Hey, you gotta work at that thing, man. You gotta make your call and election sure in these last days and go as hard as you possibly can. Right, but here's the point, read on.
So answered I and said, swallow then down, O my soul.
Right.
Understanding.
What?
Understanding.
These days, man. Swallow down understanding and devour wisdom, man.
It's good to go over these accounts, read the scriptures, right? Because it helps build up your faith, man. And you thinking about, hey, my forefathers, we did this, man. It gives you, it lets you know what to prepare for, man. You might live like a beast, right? Like a animal washed up inside of a river or something. All right. You might have to chop down the tree. Find some trees they got soap in it. No, kind of go into it. Some trees they got water inside of it. You gotta kind of do what you gotta do, man. Mosquitoes might be out of. You said what? Syrup. Mosquitoes out there. All right. Gotta know. Man, I gotta start a fire to get that smoke going, so they could go. Certain things you have to know. Read on.
With this company, who fed on herbs continually.
Who what?
Who fed on herbs continually.
Hey, you might just be eating herbs, man. It's not gonna be lamb out there, right? You got Jake. Oh man, I'm just give me a lamb, right, brother? It's not gonna be a lamb in the wilderness. All right. Damn, you haven't eaten, right? Your eyes blurry. You think you see a lawful animal, right? And it's a ferret, man.
That's all.
All right. That's evil. And you hawking it down. Well, brother, you might be just eating herbs. Maybe you got to get, go on a diet. Vegetarian, I'm going to see how I do with this. All right. You got to prepare. Read on.
Lest they should be partakers of the pollution.
See that? Because during this time, these men still have to keep the, man. Still got to keep the Sabbath days. You still got to be in tune with. You can tell by the moon when certain feast days come in, man. You can tell by the sun what time it is, right? If the sun is at the straight up in the middle, it's not 9 o'clock at night. You would know it's at noonday, right? Because it's at the top, right? So certain things, you gotta know, because you still have to keep the law, statutes, and commandments.
Right.
Let's go to Matthew chapter 24. All right. Matthew 24 and 16.
The book of Matthew, chapter 24 and verse 16.
Bring it out.
Then let them which be in Judea flee into the mountains.
Right.
Let him which is on the housetop come, Salakia, not come down to take anything out of his house.
Go back to your house, try to say something. Prepare yourself as best as possible. So as soon as all hell breaks loose, brothers know the first thing they should do. The very first thing.
Call on the Lord.
Call upon the name of the Lord, man.
Right.
Right? Psalms 50 and 15. That's the first thing. You just stop down and say, yeah, you can't have children. Trying to hide. Esau looking for wintertime. It's no joke. Our pilgrims in the time of winter, right? It's going to be extremely difficult. Brothers know how the cold get, man.
Con.
All right.
Yeah.
Can't feel your feet. All right. Even the cold messes with you mentally.
Right.
All right. Read on.
Neither on the Sabbath day.
Right. Neither on the Sabbath. Read on.
For then shall be a great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be.
Right. So that's why it's good to, read over these accounts. Read over Matthew chapter 24, because the Lord gives you certain things to be on the lookout for. And you don't want to be ignorant. All right. That's Iraq chapter 5 and 15.
Can I get the book of Matthew chapter 3 and verse 1?
It's of Judea.
He was preaching in the wilderness of Judea, read.
And saying, repent ye, for the kingdom of heaven and a leathern girdle.
Here, right, you read it, man. That's the only thing, John. Right, living in the wilderness. So that's the kind of spirit we got to be. You got to be ready. You might have to eat crickets, man. That might be all you have. And Jacob's trouble, like the brother was bringing out. So, you're going to have a restricted diet. You ain't going to have, McDonald's and food on every corner. Wait, country, man.
All right.
Right? It's a very spoiled country, man. So, You might have to only eat locusts, man. Right? All praise to the Most High.
It's the great fat the great fat What must I do? All that were in
Bring it out.
Right?
in their own corruption,
Right?
and shall understand as
Right there in the ground somewhere. Read on.
and for they said, lest the earth swallow us up also.
And they thought it was done. Read on.
And there came
Now
up
he'll close the ground and then he'll go send fire down from heaven. Read on.
and consumed the two.
Real quick. Chapter
Consumed the two.
real quick. Chapter 12. And give me the second to last verse, Baba Kasha.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 12, he said 28.
It's not gonna be a rulership for 40 years. It's not gonna be 70 years. You ought to continually read
Let us have grace.
verse 2 because we got to understand that in these last days and real approaching upon us, you understand? They had to cleanse themselves first, and then guess what? They arose and they went and traveled, man. And that's the time that's coming upon the face of the earth, like I keep saying over. Right? Read that last part one more time.
And let us arise unto Yahweh.
Right, straight like that. Right now, go to the book of Luke chapter 21 and verse 28. Right, we can get closing precept.
The book of Luke, chapter 21 and verse 28.
Bring it out.
And when these things begin to come to pass.
Right, when these things begin to come to pass, like the brother earlier was talking about watching. You understand? You have to watch in these last days. When you see these times coming upon the face of the earth and the Lord touching the earth, you understand? Read.
Then look up.
Then do what?
Then look up.
Read.
And lift up your heads, for your redemption draws nigh.
And that's what every brother got to believe and understand and move with in the last days. You have to move like your time is nigh. You have to move like your redemption is drawing nigh in the last days. You understand? Because real quick, just go to the book of 2nd Esdras chapter 9 verse 1 real quick. Salaki. Because it's one thing to say these different things, but it's another thing to have your actions show it. Right, bring this up.
This is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 9 and verse 1.
Bring it out.
He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself.
So it said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. If you measuring the time diligently in itself, what does that mean? What does that look like? Hey, the brother, he on the prophecies. He know he see these things coming to pass. You ain't really got to tell the brother what's going on. He already know what's going on. Not only do he know what's going on, he moving like it. Meaning what? He's fasting often, praying, reading, studying. You understand? Purifying his tabernacle, getting his household in order. That's a brother diligent. He understand that the Lord is coming back soon. You understand? You don't want to. If you got the brother Luke, the brother slothful, brother lukewarm, house out of order, all hell breaking loose. Brother don't know his right hand from his left hand. You understand? Brother don't know what's going on. Right? That brother's not measuring he's not moving as if he's measuring the time diligently, man. He's not moving as if he's watching and understand, read these things and say these things, but it's another thing to act upon it. You understand? And to move according, right? And that's how we got to do in these last days, man. We have to move like we understand that we living in the last days. We have to move like we understand that Jacob's trouble is around the corner. We have to move like we understand that we get to be pilgrims upon the face of the earth, and move like how we understand that our King Yahweh Shah Mashiach is coming back, man. Right?
I got two precepts real quick. Go to 2nd Esdras chapter 4 and verse 1. All right.
This is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 4 and verse 1.
Right?
Bring it out.
Because when you pilgriming on the earth, it's easy to get distracted by little things that don't matter. Right? It's easy to waste your time on things that don't matter, especially in this world. Read on.
And the angel that was sent unto me, whose name was Uri, gave me an answer, and said, Thy heart hath gone too far in this world.
What do you say?
Thy heart hath gone too far in this world.
Your heart cannot go too far in this world. Right? Because, I mean, Satan's number one job is to keep you from the tree of life. Right. And we're not getting the tree of life unless this temple is being built. And there's a lot of distractions when this temple is being built, man. Right? Trying to hinder the temple with what? Personal problems, things you got to handle. I can't do this today because I got to handle this. I was going to make that video, but then this came up. I was going to go to camp, but, you know, I got to handle this.
The commandments and then door. Always be with us, man, at all times. Right? So we hope our prayers are reaching to the past the firmament. Right here reading.
That all the,
To the past the firmament. Right here reading.
that all the people of the earth may know,
The earth.
and that there.
And we got to be perfect, man.
That's right.
Right? We have to have a sincere heart on the Lord. Right? Can you read it?
With the Lord your God, to walk in his statutes and to keep his commandments, as at this day.
Con. So that's all I got.
Give me the book of Sirach, chapter 2, and verse number 6. I should start at 7. Right, like the brothers were saying, the main thing that's going to deliver us, right, is faith. Right, brothers got to have faith. Right, all the time, all the work we put in, right, times like this, brothers coming together, it'll all be in vain. A lot of scriptures and truly believe the things that the Lord said to us. Right, bring it up.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter pitiful. And for
To have mercy upon us, man.
Con, all praise to the